Hello. We're going to do worksheet number 18, proportions and solving. Sorry, it's not projecting correctly. Now, as a reminder, we're going to take TSI on the 8th and the 9th. That's next week. So you need to make sure that you bring your Chromebook because we're taking TSI. If you've already passed TSI, that's awesome. You can make sure to bring headphones because you can be doing something else while the rest of us take TSI. The stuff that we're doing today is proportions and solving, and you need to make sure that you are listening with volume. So you have to listen. Volume. So first thing that we are doing, also, you can use a graphing calculator because these are questions that are off of the ACC final. And you can use a graphing calculator on the ACC final. All right, proportions and solving. First question. There are 60 calories in a serving of grape soda. Determine how many calories are in a full bottle of grape soda based on the number of servings per bottle. So the first thing that we have to do, we're setting up a proportion. And we have two things. We're talking about calories and we're talking about servings. So we just have to make a decision which one that we want on the top and which one that we want on the bottom. So we could just say that we want to put calories on the top and then servings on the bottom. That's fine. So for part A, if we're putting calories on the top and servings on the bottom, the original problem says that we have 60 calories in a serving. So we've got calories, 60 in one serving. So to set up proportion, how many calories are we going to have in two servings? That's what we're solving for. A proportion can be bat and ball. And if we did that, we would be multiplying 60 times 2. That's 120. And then we just divide by 1. So we would say 120 calories. Very nice. The next problem, it sets up the same. In fact, all of them are going to set up the same, where you've got 60 calories over one serving. So B, C, and D all set up like that. 60 calories in one serving. And then this problem says, well, how many calories are in 2.5 servings? We're going to solve it the same way. You can do bat and ball. So for this one, you're multiplying 60 times 2.5. So we have 60 times 2.5, and we get 150 calories. So at this point, you can pause and finish all the ones in this section. So that's finishing question number 1 and finishing question 2. And after you're finished with those, you will press play. And we're going to see how to do question number 3. Question number 3. It says a sugar cookie recipe calls for 3/4 cup of sugar and 4 dozen cookies. How many cups of sugar do you need for 4 dozen cookies, or 21 dozen cookies, or 18 dozen cookies? What we're going to do is set up a proportion again. We could say cups of sugar over dozens of cookies. That works. But if we do that, if we're putting 4 cups of sugar over 3/4 cup of sugar over 4 dozen cookies, who wants to use a fraction inside of a fraction? Not me. So think about quarters. If you have 3 out of 4 quarters, then how much do you have? Or what is 3/4 as a decimal? 0.75. All right. So when we have cups of sugar, we have 0.75 cups for every 4 dozen cookies. Well, how many cups of sugar do we need? We don't know. 445 dozen. We will set these up using bat and ball or just a proportion. We will multiply and then we will divide. So what is 0.75 times 45? So you get 33.75. We're going to divide that by 4, and that's going to give us the amount of cups of sugar. And for all these problems in this section, you can round to 2 decimal places. The next problem, and all the ones here, B, C, and D, are going to set up with the same initial proportion. So we've got 0.75 cups of sugar over 4 dozen cookies. How much sugar, how many cups of sugar for 21 dozen cookies? I don't know. We can do bat and ball. So we've got 0.75 times 21. Whatever you get, you're going to divide by 4, and that will tell you how many cups of sugar. To check your work for part A on number 3, you should get 8.44 cups. And then for part B, you should get 3.94 cups of sugar. You can pause so that you can finish the rest of the ones in number 3 and then the questions for number 4. And then we're going to move on to the back. On to the back. The 3 problems on the back at the top are solving for x. So that's what we'll do first. We will solve for x. This one has parentheses, not so fun, but we have to distribute first. So we get 2x plus 3 times 3 is 9x. 3 times -1 would be -3. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times -1 is -6. At this point, we need to see if we can combine like terms. I have 2 x's on this side, and so I need to put those together first. 9, 10, 11, so I get 11x minus 3 is equal to 6x minus 6. So remember when I talked about a magnet, if I have 11 and I have 6, which one is bigger? 11 is bigger, so it's going to pull the 6 over. And since I'm going to position my x's on this side, I can go ahead and get rid of the -3 all on the same step. So I will add 3. So 11 minus 6 gives me 5x. And negative 6 plus 3 gives me negative 3. My goal is to get x equals. So if I want x equals, I need to get everything away from the x. I'm multiplying by 5. So the inverse of multiply by 5 would be to divide by 5. So my answer is equal to negative 3 over 5. There is another way that you can do these problems. If you struggle with solving, I still want you to get these right on the ACC final. So another way you can do these is by graphing. And so if you graph, you're going to type in y equals, and in y equals, you're going to type in each one of these as an equation. So that side can be y1, and then this side can be y2. So you type them in the way you see them. So y1 equals 2x plus 3, and then 3x minus 1. Y2 will be 6, and then x minus 1. We don't do much with graphing because we don't get graphing calculators on TSI, but you do get them on the ACC final, so we're going to practice how to use them. I don't think that my graphing calculator works on my computer. I will double check and see. That is a no. But in any case, type yours into the calculator. I'm going to just pull up a graphing calculator. All right, I can't. I don't know why my computer is blocking. I hope that the internet is not bad. Okay, maybe the internet is not working. I hope this video doesn't mess up. Okay, well, if you type those into y1 and y2, if you look at the bottom of your paper, it tells you how to find the x value. So you're going to press second, and then the trace button. You'll either scroll down or pick 5 for intersection. And then you press enter, enter, enter. And it should pop up the x value. The x value as a decimal is negative 0.6. So you found that, you did awesome. You found the intersection. Sometimes you have to zoom out if the x value is bigger than 10. So for question 6 and question 7, the x value is bigger than 10. So you would have to zoom out to see the intersection, or you can just solve them. Question 8, we're solving the inequality. To solve the inequality, I need to get rid of a fraction. So I'm dividing by 4, so I need to take that whole thing and multiply by 4. I'm going to have to distribute in that 4. So I have no more fraction. 4 times negative x is negative 4x. 4 times 2 is plus 8. I have x's on both sides. And the way we solve inequalities is just like the way that you solve an equality or an equal sign. You just leave it. Okay, we've got x's on both sides. I have a 1 and I have a minus 4. 1 is bigger than negative 4. So we're going to bring over the minus 4x and add 4x. Remember, that's a 1. If our goal is to get x by itself, then I can also move the minus 7. So I can add 7. 1 and 4 makes 5x. 8 and 7 is 15. Ooh, this can be beautiful. For this one, our last step, if we're multiplying by 5, we just need to divide by 5. So we get x is less than 15 divided by 5. You can pause right now and you can finish all the ones on the back. I will tell you that of the 3 more that you need to do, 2 of them are nice, pretty whole numbers, and then 1 of them is a decimal. So as soon as you are done, you are going to grade your own paper. So to grade your own paper, each one of these are worth 5 points apiece. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, they rack up pretty quickly. You're going to grade your work. You need to have stuff written all along the back sheet. So I want to see that you work these out. On the front, you should have proportions or fractions written on everything. You're going to grade it. You're going to figure out how many you're going to take off from 100, 100 minus however many points you lost. You're going to grade your paper and you're going to turn it in. And that is all that I have for you today.